there's been a dramatic dip in sales. Buckle up, folks. The Toronto Real Estate Board has hit historic lows. We've actually hit sales of the lowest they've ever been since 1996. Yeah, you heard me right. That's over a quarter century ago. The condo market is in a wild ride right now, guys. We're up 41% in new listings, and we're up 51% of active listings compared to last year. But the kicker here is sales are down 2% as well, and those numbers just don't mix. The luxury market is defying gravity. In a market with a bunch of slowdowns all around, this market is actually going in the opposite direction. Luxury home sales, meaning $1.75 million and up, are actually up. They're up a lot. And that's actually making a bold statement in this otherwise cooling market. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Danilo from the King Realty Group here. Hope you're doing well. We've helped hundreds of people move in and out of the GTA. We're here with more information about the GTA market so that it actually helps you make better decisions. That's what we're here for, guys, to guide you to make better decisions as buyers and sellers in this marketplace. Let's get into it, guys. Let's take a look at our dark graph, get into the data. All right, guys, so we're taking a look at our average price graph here to give us an idea of what's going on in our marketplace, visually speaking. Let's take a look and start back in April, May of 2023. So just this spring, we see that we kind of ended a bit of a resurgence from our lows of the beginning of the year. And since then, we've had a few drops into the summer months, which is normal. And usually in the fall marketplace, we do have a bit of an uptick, which we do see here represented at the monthly change from August to September. September to October, surprisingly enough, we actually do have an increase in average price, but it's very, very small and it's almost insignificant. And that's kind of where we're at now. Okay, guys, well, that was our chart, and it seems on the surface pretty normal. I mean, we typically do have slowdown in average price during the summer months. We typically do have an uptick in the fall months, and that's kind of where we're at. So from that perspective, it looks pretty normal. But let's get into our month-to-month numbers to see if we see anything different. And spoiler alert, yes, there is something different. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at our month-to-month changes, guys. We're comparing September to October. The actual sales volume and price points are pretty similar, but it's a month of inventory that is very surprising. So let's take a look at our sales here. In the month of October, detached homes had 2,157 sales. Semis had 428 sales. Townhomes, we had 726 sales. And condos had 1,296 sales. Average price, 1.45 for detached homes, 1,102,721 for semi-detaches. Townhomes were sitting at 930,185 and condo at 708,780. This is where it gets interesting, guys. So actually, before we talk about active listings, let's take a look at the sales percentage difference from month to month, sales and average price. You see that the actual changes are not so significant. I don't really see much of a pattern there. They're actually almost flat compared to last month. But the thing that sticks out for me is the difference between active listings and sales, which paints the picture of our months of inventory. It lets us know if we're in a buyer market, seller market, balanced market. Let's take a look at that. We have 8,535 active listings for detached homes, 1,107 active listings on the semi-detached side. We have 2,805 townhomes. That actually includes freehold and condo, by the way. And we have 6,959 condo listings active right now in our marketplace. That's a significant uptick from the 6,509 active listings that we had last month. And let's take a look at how that impacts our month of inventory. Okay, so months of inventory becomes super significant in our marketplace. It lets us know what type of market we're in. And there's really three different markets that we can be in, guys. We can be in a seller's market, which is identified by being into 1 to 3 months of inventory. We can be in a balanced market, which is between 4 to 6 months. And we can be in a buyer's market, which means that it takes more than 6 months for the active inventory to be sold out, and a lot of listings are sitting on the marketplace. So let's see where we kind of sit here depending on our property type here in the GTA. See that detached homes are pretty much 4 months of inventory, just under, which would technically kind of put it into the balanced market range. Semi-detaches are at 2.59 months of inventory, which technically speaking, still a seller's market, although it really just depends on what pocket you're in. Townhomes are 3.86 months of inventory. Again, similar to detached homes, we're just under that 4%. Very close to that balanced market in these 3 different categories. But look at this, guys. Condos have now shot into the 5.37 months of inventory. We're well between the 4 and 6 months of inventory, making condos, guys, in a balanced market. Making condos in a balanced market right now. What does that mean? That means that in our marketplace, there should be a lot of options for buyers. Likely you have the ability to negotiate with a condo seller. Likely you're not running into competition with condo buyers, and likely you're not in multiple offers and things like this. if you're looking for a deal right now, guys, I'd be looking at condos. So there you have it, guys. Detached homes, semis, and townhomes are inching towards that balanced market range. More inventory is hitting the marketplace, and buyers have more options. Condos are the stick out property type for sure, because we're well above that 5 months of inventory range, which means that we're in a balanced market when it comes to condos. I can tell you for sure, I mean, we actually sold a few condos in the last few months, and I was really urging my clients to put those up on the market because I already kind of saw that this was coming to be. I saw the rise in inventory of condos, and I saw that we had way more competition as sellers with other condo sellers. And that ended up being the truth. In the end, we ended up selling condos at a price point that was maybe a little bit under what our target price point was. However, I did kind of warn my clients about this before we even listed on the marketplace. I saw the writing written on the wall, and guess what? The truth came out in the end, and it was exactly what we thought. So we still were able to successfully sell those condos, and we still got great prices. But as buyers in the marketplace right now, guys, if you were looking for a deal and you're trying to get into the condo market, really you should have your eyes open right now. I understand that interest rates are still high. However, it is possible that interest rates could be coming down in the springtime based on some experts, believe it or not, even though, you know, many were kind of thinking that that was going to happen at the end of 2024. It actually could be a little bit sooner rather than later. If that's the case, though, that means that this window that we have here of condos being at a low price and a lot of inventory, etc., that could close super quick. Just as quickly as prices go up, we can also see them go down, and then we can also see them go back up again. And this is what may be happening here in our marketplace, guys. Now let's take a look at our year-over-year numbers. Okay, so like every other video, guys, we're always comparing, not just looking at our chart and looking at our month-to-month numbers, also looking at that long range, and we're looking at the year-over-year numbers as well. Right here, we're looking at our sales in October. We see that we've had 4,646 sales compared to that 4,930. Lower sales this month than we did last year. And I'm gonna give you a couple of interesting statistics related to the October sales and compared to years past. I mentioned it actually at the beginning of the video. This is the lowest amount of sales in the month of October since 1996. That's a long time ago. Let's take a look at our average price here. Believe it or not, a little bit higher than last year, 1,125,928, which is up, you know, decent amount from last year in 2022. Okay, so as you see here, guys, our sales difference is negative 5.8% compared to last year. We do have 38% new listings. That mix there is really sucky. Lower sales, higher inventory usually means lower prices, and that's kind of what's been happening over the last few months. Active listings are up 50%, guys. 50%. Okay, we have 19,540 active listings at the moment, and our price point in October somehow actually went up 3.5%. If you see here, our days on the market are around the same this year compared to last year, and we're gonna have to continue monitoring the market to see if these statistics continue in a straight line, upwards, downwards. Let's see what happens in our marketplace, guys. So guys, sales are down and listings are up, but there's a little bit more to the story. First up, let's talk about sales. They've dipped 5.8% year over year. This is the lowest October since 1996. I said it like 3 times in the video, but it's worth saying. Another indicator of what type of market we're in is also sales to listing ratio. We're actually at 32%, which is the lowest October in over 2 decades. Sales are down, guys. Listings are up, and that's impacting our marketplace in a big way. Now, despite the slowdown in sales and the rise in inventory, I showed you in our month-to-month numbers, we're actually up 0.6%. There was a little bit of an uptick there, and compared to last year, we're also up 3.5%, believe it or not. Thing is, I know my numbers, guys, and we review these things all the time. These figures are still well below the 10-year average of 7.9%. We should be way higher typically, but hey, we're in this market right now. Obviously, interest rates are impacting our marketplace, and it is what it is. Just letting you know what's up. Now let's talk about the condo market a little bit. This is the segment that's facing the toughest conditions. You see, we have an annual increase of 41% in new listings, and we have a whopping 50% increase year over year in active listings. These are numbers that are rare to see. And it's not just that, guys. Prices, they've actually dipped 1.2% as well. But guys, the Toronto market always has some interesting stories. And in this case, we have something that's quite interesting. It's the luxury market. Believe it or not, we have sales growth in luxury listings over $1.75 million. Now, how? I don't know. Now, believe it or not, this segment is defying the odds. Home sales over $1.75 million have actually had an increase in sales despite what's been going on in the marketplace with all other property types and price ranges. So guys that are looking for those luxury homes, you're not really getting a deal right now. Sorry. Now, what's going on in our different regions, guys? Well, this is always how the story goes. The city of Toronto is pretty resilient. We don't really see too much increase in price. We don't really see too much of a decrease in price. And that makes sense because it's a very stable market. The regions around it though, the 905, having the biggest impact in sales declines that we've seen. Yep, that's right. The 905 region, York region, Durham, Peel are having a bigger impact in their sales decline. Believe it or not, in Toronto detached homes, we're actually up 8% since last year. Well, what does this mean for the future? Well, it's the Bank of Canada's interest rates that have kind of put us into the marketplace that we're in today. It's definitely impacted consumer behavior, not just for real estate, but so many things around us. Some people are actually even saying that interest rates could drop as early as the springtime, and that would obviously impact buyer behavior once again. But remember one thing, guys, the market is still technically cooling off. We are, like I showed you before, more in that balanced market range. And we're also entering end of November and December, the holiday season, which is typically much slower. So we're gonna have to see how this all plays out in the next couple months. At the end of the day, if you're a seller in the marketplace right now, depending on what you're selling could drastically impact your result. If you're selling a condo, hey, chat with us and we'll get you the best strategy to actually get sold. All our condos that have sold over the last couple months, all sold, and all our clients have been happy with that result. But you need to be realistic about what's going on. And if you're a buyer in this marketplace, then there are opportunities out there. Now, I know that the interest rates are up, guys, but if you do have 20% or more, or if you're looking for a specific type of property, I'm way more inclined to get that lower price point than worry about that interest rate. I know that that interest rate is going to come down in the future. I don't know if it's going to be a significant decline in rates, but we know that that's going to happen as this inflation starts cooling down. And the last time that we checked, inflation actually came down a bit again here in the month of November. And investors, the same deal. If we do see interest rates dip in the springtime, then man, you're gonna wish you got into a property over these next couple of months. I see deals on the marketplace today, whether that be a detached house or a condo in the city. Man, they're there. I'm actually seeing detached homes, semi-detaches, freehold properties in the GTA dipping below $1 million, dipping below $900,000. Some of these might be fixer-uppers, guys, but these price points did not exist just a few short months ago. If you're looking for a deal right now, they do exist. And if you want a deals list of anything that's on the marketplace right now that I find to be a deal, and there's quite a bit of them, DM us, guys, send us an email. You know how to get in touch with us with the information below, and we'll get you that to you. Even comment if you'd like that list. Let us know what your comments are related to this marketplace and what's going on in the real estate market. I'd love to know your feedback, what you think what's going to happen in the next few months. Are interest rates going to come down in the springtime? Are they going to be high until the end of next year? What do you guys think? I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day for now, and we'll talk on the next one.